Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
I'm not
So we're
not as fun as the Ass Baby live stream, but you know.
What? Oh, I didn't even understand that. I didn't see the whole stream.
I had to try to explain that to somebody on Facebook the other day.
What, Ass Baby?
Yeah, what?
I had to explain that to somebody.
Which stream
Corey wasn't in it. Corey didn't get the full deal about Ass Baby either, but that was funny.
No, I just
nobody's included in this stream. Corey's gone live and we're talking about Ass Babies over here.
Dude, we were driving to Harrisburg today, and we got behind a school bus, and the kids in the back window were flipping us off. So I took a picture. I took a picture of it and sent it to their school's website because I'm that guy.
Nice.
I love it. Oh my god.
And the thing is they were going to the same show we were. So when we got there, I knew who they were, and I walked around behind them for a minute, contemplating whether or not to say something. I'm like, I'm a 49-year-old man. If I piss off a bunch of 15-year-olds, I'll be the one in prison. So I just left them alone. But I did send it to their administrative side.
Don't get me started about that.
Bunch of 15-year-old punk ass kids.
They're getting worse every year too.
Oh, you don't have to explain that to me.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I have to deal with kids at my work, but they're not like teenagers. Well, actually, no, a couple of them are teenagers.
Hey, I'm gonna post all the links for this stream, so you guys don't have to worry about it.
Sweet.
What? Heartbreaker.
While I'm doing that, Corey, do you want to talk about the Bates Motel TV movie? Because I'm not giving it more than like 12 minutes.
Not yet. We got to talk about them in order. We got to talk about the first Psycho.
I thought we were going to do like a ranking.
Oh, yeah, we could do a ranking, yeah.
Let's do that. That's more fun. And we're going to be pretty close, I bet.
We will be, except for like the top two, I think.
I don't know. I might think we might be close on that. Because when I do my ranking, I have to explain why my ranking is the way it is. Because well, y'all seen it. You know what my ranking is.
Yep.
I think me and you have almost the same ranking, Lee.
Just because it's my number one movie is not necessarily the one I think is the best movie.
Yeah,
but it's my favorite, so it's my ranking. So
I promise to be good and not talk about that one thing too much when we get to the original Psycho. I know you know what I'm talking about. It will get mentioned, but we're not gonna beat that dead horse.
I've got two reviews to do. I watched House on Sorority Row last night for the first time in 20 years, and I absolutely love that movie. I'm about to buy it.
Yeah, it's really underrated. Like I watched it like last month.
Yeah, I watched it last night. I think I'm gonna go through and do every movie that takes place in a sorority and rank all of them because they're all on Tubi TV now. So The Initiation, House on Sorority Row. What was the other one? There's another one. Sorority House Massacre, something like that.
I think I've seen that one.
There's two, man.
But House on Sorority Row, I forgot how good that movie was. It was absolutely fun.
Nice.
And the kills weren't bad either. I'm trying to find my Psycho ranking on Letterboxd.
I think I know mine on top of my head. I think.
There it is.
For me, my least favorite. I guess I'll go first. My least favorite is the Bates Motel TV movie.
So is that what we're starting? We're starting with number 6, right?
Yeah. That's my least favorite.
Well, that would be
the Psycho remake has more watchability than the Bates Motel TV movie.
Yeah, Bates Motel is my sixth. Movie's my sixth least favorite one too. So, how about you, Derek? I guarantee you our lists are going to be pretty much identical.
Pretty much, I think.
For me on that one, it's just like it barely has any connection with the franchise. The acting's really bad. You get pretty much no gore. It has that really weird, awkward Scooby-Doo-like ending. Like I can hardly find anything positive to say about it, honestly.
It just makes me so mad. Like really, it's one of my least favorite sequels.
It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst things Lori Petty has ever done, and she's done some pretty crappy movies.
Yeah, and Bud Cort too.
It's just horrible. Yeah, But I mean, I know it's made for TV, and it was actually supposed to be a pilot, and it sucked so bad that it just got totally dropped. But yeah, it's pretty heavy.
It killed that idea.
And I had to watch it on YouTube, so I didn't even get to watch a good copy of it. I had to watch a crappy copy on YouTube, and that made it even worse.
I bought it on DVD.
I think that's how I saw it too.
Yeah, somebody had uploaded it to YouTube, and that's how I watched it, and that made it even worse because it was a shitty copy of it too.
They're not even going to bother with copyrights.
Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah, nobody cares.
They're like, you just watch it if you want to. We're not going to copyright you on this.
I guess if I ever ran across a cheap DVD copy, I would buy it just to have it, but I'm not going to look it up. I'm not going to go eBay it or anything like that. I would have to find it in like a pawn shop for 99 cents.
Well, you know where I found it? For $5 at Walmart. I got this pack with that in it.
I've seen
that before.
I might would do that, but now that I've got the other ones on Blu-ray, I don't know that I would even pay that much for it just to get that, because it's pretty freaking horrible.
Yeah.
Although
really bad.
As we segue into the next one, it does do one thing better than the remake, though.
What's that?
It uses the real Psycho house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's about the only good thing it's got going for it.
Also, you know what Bates Motel TV movie did is it ignored like the Psycho 2 and 3, I think. 4 didn't come out yet, but it ignored 2 and 3.
It ignored everything.
It did a really bad Halloween 2018. It did a Halloween 2018, but epically failed.
I guess I'm forgiving somewhat because it was supposed to be a pilot for a TV series. Yeah. And I actually think it's two different stories in that one movie that was supposed to be 2 episodes of the pilot. So I don't know. And maybe if they'd have got a whole season and could have done something unique with it, maybe. But yeah, it was painful watching it.
Yeah, to be fair, it is a TV movie.
Yeah,
it's a Jason Bateman in it, which is hilarious.
But to be fair, Psycho 4 was a made-for-TV movie too, and it's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
way better by a lot.
So we all agree the Bates TV movie is the worst.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess we all have the same number 5.
I bet we all have the same number 5.
What's your number 5?
It's the Psycho remake.
Yeah. I bet you our lists are identical. That's going to be a first.
Well, I don't think mine is to your guys's. Like my number 2.
It'll be close.
Yeah,
it'll be close.
The Psycho remake, like the only thing they added into it was weird Vince Vaughn masturbating, and that's it. And I don't know why they put that in there. Like it's
those weird flashing images.
Oh yeah, and the
when
flashing
people were dying
too. Yeah.
And not only that, he was so miscast as Norman Bates.
It's painful to watch.
He just does and it's probably not fair to him because Anthony Perkins, that's just an iconic role that he defined. So anybody playing that role. But when Henry Thomas played a younger Norman Bates in something else, or when Freddie Highmore played him, it proves that another character can play him. And Vince Vaughn was just terrible as Norman Bates. And the jerking off scene, you're right. I don't know why they put that in there. That was just so out. I just don't get the point of it. It does nothing to add to the movie.
And I think it's just horrendous in that, like, I kind of have a hard time because I thought about the Omen remake because we just watched it and I just dealt with the Omen franchise, and I kind of wondered to myself, how bad would I think this movie would be hypothetically if I had no knowledge of the original movie? Like, I think it's an okay movie, but like when you follow the original that closely, I have to compare it to the original. Same thing with the Omen remake. When you follow that's where remakes go wrong. When you follow the original that closely, I have to compare. Like, there's no way not to. And why would anybody ever watch the remake more than like the first time you saw it when you could just watch the original? See, that's kind of the conundrum with that one.
I had 6 hours in a car today to try to think of something positive about this movie. Number one, Gus Van Sant is a good director. He does some things in it that are okay, but the problem is he's just ripping off Hitchcock. Vince Vaughn is terribly cast. I thought Julianne Moore, Viggo Mortensen, and William Macy were okay, but Anne Heche was absolutely horrible too. So you've got two really good actors just horribly miscast, just destroying those roles. But the supporting cast, I mean, I thought Viggo Mortensen was pretty good, and I thought William Macy was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought they were good.
The music
was pretty good.
Because the music is just the original being used over, the stuff that Danny Elfman added to it's okay. Yeah. So I think maybe like you said, Derek, if you had never seen the original Psycho and this was your first exposure to the story, it's passable.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Honestly, with all that said, though, I could still watch the remake. I actually watch it every once in a while. I don't know why I'm entertained by it. It's just so bad. It's just I can watch it, I guess.
It's like watching a car wreck.
Yeah. Like
and it lost money. I think it lost a shitload of money. I think it was like a $60 million budget and didn't even make 40. So it failed miserably because nobody wanted to see it.
Mm-hmm. No, it's just one of those train wrecks I can watch. Like, it's just fascinating. And I looked online, like Gus Van Sant has like tried to justify like why it's remade and like stuff like he said something like Anne Heche's character was more passive and less passive in this one, and like stuff like that, where like they say characters change, but they're not really changed at all. They're exactly the same.
Corey, look at 3B's ranking in the comment section.
Oh, awesome! I love that. That's so cool.
That's crazy. I love it.
I love when people have different opinions like that. That's great. I can still watch all of them except for the Bates Motel TV movie. That's the only one I can't watch more than once. I've seen it a couple times, but only for reviewing.
The biggest disappointment is I just think Vince Vaughn is horribly miscast. He does a terrible job. And maybe this is nitpicking, but not using the Psycho house. The house in the remake, the house is not scary. It's just a house. Yeah. And the Bates house in the first 4 movies and even in the TV show Bates Motel, the house is like another character. So when you throw that away and you put a house, I mean, that was probably the worst part of the movie to me. They changed the house.
Yeah.
But
house is
maybe that's me nitpicking, but
also, I think it made the house scarier in the original because it was in black and white too. I just felt like it gained more of a presence too as well. Even though, like, I just think that's really cool. But yeah, in the remake, it's just different.
I just don't like the house at all, and I didn't like Vince Vaughn, which is sad because I like him. It's not like I don't like him as an actor.
Lee, do you think Lee? Let me ask you this. So for me, I can't take him seriously. I know he did this movie before some of those, but when I think of Vince Vaughn, I think of like Wedding Crashers and Old School and all that. So like, I can't take Vince Vaughn seriously when he's playing Norman Bates. Do you think that's your problem, or is it something else?
No, it's my problem. My problem is because Anthony Perkins defines that character, and it's, I don't know, it's like watching anybody. Even though I think Jackie Earle Haley did a decent job as Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger, and Anthony Perkins is Norman Bates. Although to contradict my own self, Freddie Highmore, is that his name, in Bates Motel, the TV show? He was absolutely incredible playing a younger Norman Bates. Henry Thomas played a good younger Norman Bates. I don't know what it is about Vince Vaughn because I really, really like him. And he can do dark, gritty stuff. I mean, he did Brawl in Cell Block 99. He did Dragged Across Concrete. He can do nasty, gritty stuff. So I don't view him as necessarily a dumbass comedian. I just didn't think he played that character very well. It's almost like he was mimicking. Instead of acting and being his own version of Norman Bates, he was trying to do what Anthony Perkins did, and it didn't work.
Yeah, I kind of fell into that trap of everything being the same. So like he tried to do the same thing, but it didn't work.
Just
for
like
me, at least.
damn it, I just lost his name. That did Freddy Krueger in the remake. He didn't try to do. Jackie Earl Haley did not try to be Robert Englund. Vince Vaughn was trying to be Anthony. Vince Vaughn was trying to be Anthony Perkins, and I don't think it worked.
Yeah, that's true.
And plus the jerking off scene, I didn't like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
That was nasty.
I just don't.
That was nasty. All right, so far we're all on the same page. So what's number 4?
Mine would be Psycho 4.
Me too.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really close between that and the next one, but I think I'm going to go 4 as well, just because it doesn't have, like, as much Anthony Perkins and not quite as many kills as the 2 previous ones.
3V just said you see Ann's butthole in the remake.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you see, those are the 2 additions.
Leave it to 3V to give us the splatter facts.
Although, thanks to you guys, now every time I watch a movie, I'm looking to see where the boobs pop out.
Lee, no, don't you even try that, Lee. Did you watch his Slumber Party Massacre review, Corey?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
Lee timed all the boob stuff in that movie. Like he hardcore did.
Not only did I give you a timestamp of when the boobs popped out, I timed how long they were on screen and told you how long they were on screen.
He literally did, Corey. It's ridiculous.
Dang.
Like 32 seconds of boobs right here.
Mm-hmm.
I was laughing so hard when I watched your review because that's like something 3V would do with like the titty count and all that.
Well, if you're gonna do crappy 80s slashers, you need to give people what they want. You tell them when you see the boobs, and you tell them when you see the kills. So I mean, you got to give them what they want. So back to Psycho 4.
It was hard for me to choose between 3 and 4 because I like them both pretty equally.
Yeah.
I like all 4 of them. The reason I put Psycho 4 there is because number one, it was made for Showtime. It was like a made for TV movie, and it gets kind of goofy at the end of it. But
yeah, it really does.
I thought Henry Thomas was really, really good as young Norman Bates. I thought Olivia Hussey was good.
Yeah.
I thought CCH Pounder. I think it had a great cast. The ending of it was just kind of silly, I thought, but.
Yeah,
I thought it was a pretty good movie. I mean,
I like it. I like it, but the problem for me is that it's executed so much better in the Bates Motel TV show, but it's still executed good in the movie. The movie is great though, but like it can't compete against the Bates Motel TV show.
I like the premise of him calling into the radio show and telling his backstory. That was really neat seeing that.
Yeah,
but
and I like that he was married too, and like he was deciding on like if his kid's gonna be like him. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it would have been interesting if they could have made that a theatrical movie and like gone for like not have. Well, it was on Showtime, so they didn't have to play by like network rules. So I don't know. I think NBC and Universal did that, and I think it came out on Showtime because it came out in 1990.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, number one, it's an old movie, but
yeah,
the end of it is what was kind of, I don't know. But no, I do like that.
Because it's weird because he's going around the house and he's seeing all these weird visions of his mom, and it just has like some really campy moments as well. Plus, you already know how his mom's gonna die, and I feel like it's a little bit like anticlimactic. Like I feel like they could have executed like his killing of his mom a little bit better, but that's kind of the thing with the made for TV aspect of it. I think that's the biggest thing that would have been better if it had been theatrical. I don't really like how the kills were executed, except for the first one. Like when he kills that girl at night while the fireworks are going off, I thought that was a decently gory kill, and that one was well executed. But like the kill where he strangles the girl, just I don't know, it just comes off kind of silly. And then you already talked about the end.
And I guess the biggest issue I have with it is the fact that they ignore Psycho 2 and Psycho 3. Because I like what they did in the Psycho 2 and Psycho 3. And if you go back and watch 4, and I just watched it not long ago, it's more of a direct sequel to the original, and it kind of ignores everything in part 2 and part 3.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And
it doesn't directly say that, but there's no way he would get out.
I like the first 3 movies so good that that was kind of disappointing. And I know it sounds like I'm a hypocrite because I think Halloween 2018 is perfect, and it did the exact same thing. But I don't know. It's not a bad movie. It's flawed, but it's not bad. I still enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Because I think the acting is really, really good. I think Olivia Hussey is really, really good as Miss Bates.
She's scary. She actually really is.
Yeah, she really is. And you can kind of see.
She does the role well.
I don't know if that's where they got the idea, but you can kind of see that the TV show, the Bates Motel TV show, kind of took Psycho 4 and expanded it, given all the backstory and stuff. Not the movie, but the actual show would.
And in Psycho 4, like they ignored 2 and 3, but did they outright say that they didn't happen? I can't remember.
They didn't, Corey, but the thing is, there's no way, like, how they explain it, he wouldn't be able to get out of jail. And when they say how many people he killed, like, on the radio station or whatever, it wouldn't match up, like, if 2 and 3 were continuity. So it doesn't say directly, but if you really listen to the movie closely, like we said, it does negate those.
Well, also, in
Emma Spool, they
like a copycat, so, or not copycat, Mrs. Spool, whatever. I didn't know if that counted.
No. When you look at some of the stuff in it, I mean, like they leave out Emma Spool, who is a major character in the sequels. She's totally ignored, and what it looks like is Norman got out of confinement after the first movie, and then lived his normal life. And part 2 and part 3 didn't exist.
Oh.
So it's kind of an alternate. Yep. It's an alternate timeline.
Yeah, I definitely need to
rewatch. And that may be its biggest flaw, other than the kind of goofy end. But I think the acting, the cast is really, really good given what they're doing. So I can still watch it. I don't watch it and cringe and go, "Oh, this just sucks." It's actually pretty good. It's just not as good.
I agree with what Craig said. Craig made a good point there about just interviewing him at the asylum and recognizing the previous film. I'm big for continuity, so that's what makes the Friday the 13th franchise better than the Halloween franchise for me. The Halloween franchise splits the continuity too many times, and it's annoying. I like when they keep the continuity intact for a series.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're up to what's number 3 on the ranking.
Mine would be Psycho 3.
Mine too.
What about you?
Yep, same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang. Mm-hmm. Now Psycho 3 is definitely the most slasher of all of them. Like it definitely feels like it's the most violent and most like of a slasher.
Got the biggest body count, everything, I think.
The cool thing about Psycho 3 is, number one, Anthony Perkins directed it. And I thought he did a really good. This one's got some really cool. And I can't remember if it was Brian Lomax or somebody else when they were reviewing it. Talk about his use of different color palettes in this movie. Like he really uses contrasting colors to set moods and things that are going on. So when I went back and watched it again, trying to pay attention to it, his use of color is really, really interesting as a director. And I don't think I'd ever noticed it until somebody else pointed out when certain things are going on, the lighting and the color palettes change. And that was something that Perkins did as a director. And I thought it was really, really, really cool. I like the idea of the nun trying to kill. I like the religious overtones in the movie. I like crazy ass Jeff Fahey and his guitar.
I like Juliette Cummins was in it. She was in like 3 different franchises in 3 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Because she was in Friday 5, then this, then Slumber Party Massacre 2.
That's right. She was in, because I mentioned that in my, There were, Julia, I forgot. She's red. You know what? I just talked about that.
She gets the phone booth kill.
And she was in part 5, right? Or was she in part?
Yeah, she's the one who. She rejects the stuttering guy.
She's in part 5, and she was in Slumber Party. Yeah, that's right. I just talked about that. I forgot she was in this though. I totally missed that.
Yeah. I brought that up in my Slumber Party Massacre trilogy video thing I did.
Yeah, I mentioned she was in the Friday the 13th, but I don't think I mentioned she was in this. But this is a good one. Like I said, I like the religious overtones and the fact that this crazy ass nun is losing her mind.
Yeah. And I thought that was whenever she slit her wrist and it's like the Virgin Mary, but it's just Norman.
Yeah, Norman comes in there dressed like Mother, and she thinks it's the Virgin Mary saving her life.
It
was a really cool sequence. I mean, to show just how messed up she was.
Yeah.
Who said something about
kind of interesting? Oh, we're going to talk about that in a minute, Craig. Trust me. I like that they give Norman kind of a love interest. Like, she's like his only real true love interest that he has in the movies, pretty much. Unless you count flashbacks.
Oh.
The cool thing about Anthony Perkins and all of them, no matter how normal he acts or how refined you think he is, he's always batshit crazy. Even when he's living a relatively normal life and everybody thinks he's fine, he's still crazy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he knows it and just doesn't care.
You know what I thought a really funny scene in the movie was where Norman was outside with the cop and like he put his hand to get that ice in the ice cooler.
Yeah, the ice.
The body in there.
Yeah.
And like he just gives that look while he's licking his fingers. It was just so gross, but it was a good moment of humor.
Although the continuity, the ice in the body, I mean, that's one of them little nitpicky things. This continuity is like, she wouldn't have been on top of the ice. I mean, it's just, don't get him started on the damn stairwell. God.
It's coming.
You've already got him started.
I'll be reasonable, but
no, you won't. No, you won't.
Mention it.
No, you won't. At least they don't see animals when they're falling down the stairs dying.
Yeah, or random
nature scenes and color swirls and
what the hell was that? I didn't understand that at all.
That was just Gus Van Sant trying to be artsy fartsy, is what that was.
But for no reason,
Marine's death was so stupid because, like, it's like Arbogast again, but aside from that, it goes down the stairs and hits that statue, like it just and dies from that. Like, that is just such a plot convenience, and it just drives me nuts.
I like the very end where and I guess this is a spoiler if for some reason you've never seen these movies. At the very end, when Norman gets the knife to go kill Tracy, but instead chops up Spool's body. And then at the very end, he's in the car and he's got the hand, stroking the hand and shit. I love that.
That was cool.
Yeah, I love the ending of this movie. I mean, even though it's not a perfect movie, I love the end of it.
I think this is the only movie where you get to see Norman talk in Mother's voice. Like, you can clearly see him and talk in his mother's voice. Like, at the end of this one, I'm pretty sure none of the other movies do that.
I love it, but I'll be free. I'll finally be free, and he's just stroking that hand and shit. Yep. That just that's just creepy and freaky.
What do you guys think about the rewrite of Mrs. Spool not being the killer in the last one? Because, like, the guy who directed this hated that and was like, nope, it's Norman's mom again.
I don't have a problem with that because Norman is so messed up in the head. There were people trying to take advantage of him. There were people. I mean, if you look at the entire mythology, his mother was crazy. Emma Spool was his aunt, right? That was his mother's sister, and she was crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, the whole damn family's crazy. So, I mean, I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
I don't mind if you kind of retcon stuff if it's logical and makes sense. And I thought Part 3 made sense, just like when they pulled the switch at the end of Part 2. It didn't bother me that I thought that was his mom. So I mean, it don't bother me that much. It didn't bother me. I liked it.
Honestly,
I like twist and turns and stuff.
When I was younger and I watched part 2, I honestly questioned like if Spool was telling the truth at the end.
Really?
Like I didn't take her at face value about that. So like I could totally believe that she was crazy and like that it wasn't even true.
Nice.
And that's basically what the writer of part 3 did. He's like, no, she was crazy and was lying to him.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I don't have a problem. I think it makes a really nice, tight trilogy right there. Those 3 movies work really, really good together. And it may be, if you look at part 4 and the rest of them as standalones, that may be one of the best horror trilogies ever. If you take Psycho 1, 2, and 3 and say that's a self-contained trilogy, that's a damn good trilogy right there. There's not a bad movie in it.
Nope. Or a good quadrilogy with 4.
And like I said, I don't mind part 4, even though it kind of ignores everything else. But once again, it's because it's Anthony Perkins. I mean, he is Norman Bates.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like watching anybody else play Hannibal Lecter other than Anthony Hopkins. Even though he didn't play the character first, he defined it when he played it in the other movies.
One thing I liked that we didn't talk about is I like the whole moment when he goes into Duke's room and he's got the mother and they got the stupid Roadrunner playing on the TV and he's like, "Don't touch the guitar," like as he's being killed. That's a cool moment. He was such a jerk character, like when he tries to rape her in the car and stuff. Like, I hate him the whole movie.
Yeah, he's a total POS.
But that actor made it entertaining, though. But yeah,
definitely. And it's like one of you guys. This is like the gritty, dirty. This is the most slasher of all 3 of them.
Yeah, definitely.
And it came out in '86, so it was right at the height of all that. So I mean, really, really good movie.
Oh, I didn't think about that. What Craig Harris said about Norman spreading peanut butter and the same spoon he's stuffing the bird with.
Oh yeah. That's nasty too.
They got some dark humor in this one because you already talked about like the ice scene and don't touch the guitar. Like this is definitely like 80s slasher-esque because they got like that little humor in there, like kind of like in Slumber Party Massacre when they're eating the pizza on the dead guy and all that other stuff. Like this definitely has slasher elements for sure. It doesn't quite take itself seriously the level the first 2 movies did, but I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Big D said he thought they were watching Woody Woodpecker. I can't remember.
It was. I'm pretty sure
back.
right.
I can't remember.
Oh,
I know it was an old It was an old cartoon. I just don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, it was Woody Woodpecker.
All right. So now, what's your second favorite in the franchise?
I think this is where we falter because it's Psycho 2.
Okay. So you got Psycho 2. What about you, Derek?
Psycho 1, and you know why.
I've got Psycho 1. So let me explain. I'll explain because Corey, yours is probably the one that makes the most sense is having part 2 there. The reason I have part 1 in second place is not because I think part 2 is a better movie. Yeah. Because I don't.
Definitely.
Part 1 is Hitchcock. It is one of the greatest films ever made. But I like part 2 better. It's not that I think part 1 is an inferior movie. It's probably the better movie.
Yeah.
But I just like part 2 better. So that's why I've got part 1 in second place. It's not because I don't like it. Now let's hear Derek bitch about it. Go ahead and get it out your system. Go ahead and just ran away. We know.
I think it's the better movie in terms of like story and like directing and stuff, but like it's a black and white movie and it doesn't give me as much of like what I want from like a slasher movie because the first Psycho really isn't even a slasher movie. So I'm kind of like you, Lee, in that I just like the second one better, even though I would probably say the first one is a better movie, but I get more kills, more gore. It's in color.
It was made in 1960. It was made in 1960.
It doesn't work like that for me.
It was made in
I don't give a movie
1960. Although Peeping Tom came out the same year, and it was in color.
Alfred Hitchcock, the only reason he did it in black and white is because Paramount didn't want to give him a budget because it was such a bad book for like public's sake. Is like it was such a, for that time, a taboo thing. So they didn't have the budget to do it in color. I thought that made it even better, being in black and white.
Yeah,
I just don't like black and white movies that much.
So you don't like the old Universal horror movies, Frankenstein, Dracula, The Mummy. You don't like those?
Lee, get triggered. I've never seen them.
Okay. I'm going to apologize to everybody out there because the preacher's getting ready to cuss. You're out of your fucking mind, Derek.
I've never seen them. I've seen two black and white horror movies in my life. Psycho,
you're out of your mind.
And Night of the Living Dead. That's it.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your damn mind.
I wasn't going to watch. I didn't say I wasn't open to watching them. I just didn't grow up with them. Rewatched like the 80s, like the big horror franchises from the 80s all the time when I was growing up. Like I didn't see a lot of stuff. I will definitely watch them and review them, and I'm open to them. I just didn't grow up with them. And like how I look at it, you guys might look at it differently, but like if it's a black and white, if it's a 1960 movie or a 1980 movie, they're both two DVDs sitting on my shelf. So like I'm gonna judge the first Psycho by the same standard that I would judge any other horror movie. And okay, I'm gonna say it, and then we're gonna be done. When you have that stupid ass Arbogast kill, that's one of the fakest kills that I've ever seen in any movie. That's 50% of the kills that you get in that movie. You only get 2 kills. Red Arbogast falling down the stairs,
it's 30. But you cannot judge Psycho by slasher rules because it's not a slasher movie. They didn't exist. It's not a slasher movie. So you can't judge it by those.
That's why I like the second one better.
Oh,
that's like taking Friday the 13th and saying, well, because it's got more kills, that it's better than Halloween.
It is if you're talking about part.
Oh, Jesus, you're out of your mind, Derek. You're out of your mind. Somebody say something to him. Somebody say something. Somebody pray for Derek.
Friday 4 and Friday 6 are better than the original Halloween.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Look. Friday the 13th, the final chapter, is my favorite slasher movie ever. It's one of my favorite horror movies, but it is not a better film than Halloween. It's not a better film than the original Psycho. I enjoy it more for what it is, but it's not a better movie than Halloween, and it's not a better movie than Psycho. And none of them are better than Jaws. So there.
Jaws? I mean, I didn't mean it like that, obviously, from a filmmaking standpoint, of course, but like, you know, I'll watch Friday 4 any day of the week over Psycho or Halloween. Well, no, I don't want to say that because I really like Halloween.
Heartbreaker just said every film is better than the original Halloween.
Halloween 78 is my 5th favorite horror movie of all time. Before people start going off, that's not good enough for like the people of killer flicks and stuff. But the original Halloween is my 5th favorite horror movie of all time.
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm able to switch something in my brain, and I can judge Psycho with a different set of rules than I judge other movies. Because of when it was made, what it was doing, and the fact that it's Alfred Hitchcock. I mean, he's not making a slasher movie. I mean, John Carpenter really wasn't. He was trying to do something different. So I can judge it without comparing it to the other ones. But it's still my second favorite because I think part 2 is more fun. Even though part 2 is not a better film.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm being a bullshit artist here, but to me, a film and a movie are 2 different things. Film is art. Film is art, things that you put in the Library of Congress, and then there's movies that you entertain yourself with. Psycho 2 is a great movie. Psycho is a great film. And maybe I'm Maybe I'm bullshitting, but that's the way I look at it. So
Craig is making me laugh. It is memorable. It's gonna go in the Hall of Shame.
Oh my God, Derek, you're the only one in the world who's ever said that. I've never.
No, I've heard other people have said that too. No, I'm in the minority still, but I've heard other people. I've heard other people say it too. It is memorable.
That's because they're out of their damn minds.
Oh my gosh!
Whether it looks goofy or not, the technical ability.
You know it
doesn't look goofy to me. I've watched so many behind the scenes and so many documentaries. The way they filmed that shot is damn art. I mean, whether you think it's silly or not, the fact that they were able to film it the way they did, that was hard as hell. I mean, that was difficult.
And also, it's only like 2 seconds. It's not even like a full, like it's you don't even see it for like 2 seconds.
That would be like saying
like a minute, because that's how long I'm laughing after I see it every time.
That would be like saying,
takes me out of the movie.
That would be like somebody saying that shot of Roy Snyder on the beach where the camera zooms back is stupid.
No, that's
a good point.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that looks stupid.
Cool.
Or when Jo Beth Williams runs down the hall and Poltergeist, that's my reason I believe Steven Spielberg directed it, because it's the exact same shot of Roy Schneider. Yeah. That's like saying, well, that's not realistic. That's stupid. And people would laugh your ass off the internet. I'm sitting there looking at the Arbogast kill right now. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's not – now the William H. Macy one with all the psychotic animals and shit, that's stupid.
That's stupid, yeah.
I'm sitting there looking at it right now. This is beautiful, Derek. You're out of your mind. I'm watching it right now.
I mean, it's an opinion thing, but like, would you not argue that Alfred Hitchcock was going for a serious movie, right? Psycho is to be taken seriously.
I think he was making a film. I don't think that shot. See, to me, the shot is not silly. It's a camera decision, and from a technical viewpoint, the technical aspects behind that shot, that's difficult as hell. The fact that Gus Van Sant even tried to attempt it was probably stupid, because he really blew it. I agree. The one in the remake is actually ridiculous looking.
And also, it's more silly in the remake whenever he gets slashed in the face twice and doesn't even move. Like, he should be like falling down the stairs quicker if he gets slashed in the face like that.
I'm watching it right now, Derek. I just don't see I mean, you see the door start. I'm watching it right now. The door opens and you see the light coming out. The music they're using,
goes down the stairs.
Okay, I'm pausing
it makes me laugh, and it takes me out of the movie. Like, it shouldn't do that. Like, Psycho is a serious movie, and that kill makes me laugh every time, and it takes me out of the movie. Taylor was watching it with me, and Taylor laughed too.
Okay, I'm sitting there watching. The camera is looking down on the floor, and you've got him coming up the steps on the left, and you see Norman coming out of the room on the right. Man, that is brilliant composition.
That actually makes me jump every time, even though I know, because the second that stinger happens, whenever he walks up the stairs, it's incredibly effective.
The fact they filmed that and you can't tell that that's Anthony Perkins in that dress, that is brilliant filmmaking. And if that had been,
that part, that's not the problem. Like, I love the part where he comes out, and then it's when he's going down the stairs. How he goes down the stairs looks really bad, and it takes me out of the movie.
It's bad.
I mean, it doesn't take Lee out of the movie, but it takes Derek out of the movie, though. That's the thing.
What amazes me is how the hell did they film that with the camera? Because that's before Steadicam. Yeah. How did they film that? How did that camera track down the steps with him like that without Steadicam? I would love to know how the hell they filmed it.
It's a cool shot. Like, I'm not denying it's a cool shot.
But it is the most, to me, I'm sitting there watching it going, Jesus Christ, how did they film that without giving away whatever the trick was? It don't look silly to me. It's like, damn, that looked pretty impressive to me. But you also like Thanks Killing, and I fucking hate it. So that we all have opinions, and that's cool. So I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's right or wrong because like it's subjective. Like it may not make you guys laugh, but like you can't change that it makes me laugh every time that I watch it. Like
just like
time.
Thanksgiving does not make me laugh at all.
And that breaks my heart. So
God,
I guess your heart will have to be broken about Arbogast.
So I guess Derek and I are together on number one, and so you're gonna stand with the original being the number one, Corey.
That's the one I just. There's sometimes I'll just be like, oh, I'm gonna watch Psycho, and I always pick the first one. I never pick any of the others, even though the second one is awesome as well. I always.
What's funny? I always watch the first two. Sometimes I don't watch all three of them, but if I watch the first one, if I watch the original, I always watch part two after. And if I've got time, then I'll watch part three. But I always watch the first two together. And it's really it's difficult for me to put Psycho 2 over the original because I think Psycho is a better film, but Psycho 2 is just a damn fun movie. It is just one of my favorite. It's the greatest horror sequel ever made. And I'm even saying that over Friday the 13th, the final chapter, which is my favorite horror movie ever made. But Psycho 2 is just brilliant.
Before we talk about Psycho 2, let me say a couple things about the first one, because I don't want everybody to think that I hate the first movie. Like, I gave it an A. I really like it a lot. Two things we didn't talk about that are phenomenal. Love the shower kill. The shower kill is like one of my favorite moments in movie history. I thought that was really awesome. And then I really like how Marion Crane is handled. Like, I love Janet Leigh as an actress and the acting. I love the whole story with her taking the money and like the conflict like in her conscience about that. And then like I love the whole like she's the final girl, but she dies halfway into the movie. Like the first Psycho does some really brilliant stuff. Like don't get it.
Oh, and I was gonna say, think about it this way. That's one of the first times they killed off a character like that, and it was just the biggest surprise ever.
And it's exactly why Friday the 13th killed what's her face, the hitchhiker, and it's the exact same reason they killed Drew Barrymore at the beginning of Scream. They were both homages to Psycho. Although the shower kill would have been better if we'd have seen Janet Leigh's butthole.
that added to it in the remake. Remake to it, I guess. I just can't believe that they added just those couple of things in the remake and it justified like its existence.
Although urban legend says, and I've freeze framed, I've tried and tried. They say you can see her nipple, and I've yet to see her nipple in that scene.
You say an urban legend?
They say that the cut that was released in Europe is a slightly different cut than was released in America, and you can actually see your nipple, but I've never seen it.
I think is he saying Shrek about too? That. I like that they shot a shower kill scene and were classy about it and didn't like have any nudity or anything. Because if it was shot today, it'd be all raw zombie style, and you'd see nothing but boobs and bush for like 10 minutes straight. So
in 1960, they couldn't have filmed it like that. In 1960, he couldn't have filmed it like that.
Yeah,
and it's interesting. It's interesting because in the shower scene, they're using chocolate syrup as blood, if I remember correctly. Because it showed up better in the black and white film. They're actually using chocolate syrup.
Yeah.
Which George Romero did the exact same thing in Night of the Living Dead. He used chocolate syrup for the blood since it was black and white. The contrast of it is a lot different.
Also, this and Night of the Living Dead are both very effective because they're in black and white for me personally.
Yeah.
I just really love being in black and white.
Trigger warning again. I like the Night of the Living Dead remake better than the original.
Oh, shut the fuck up! Oh man,
I
really do. Lee is getting so mad today.
No, I'm not. I'm questioning your sanity. Interesting thing about the shower scene, they had to postpone it 2 or 3 times. They went to go film it one time, and she was on her period, and she couldn't film it. And I think the other time she was sick. So they actually had to postpone that scene like several different times. And I've seen a video on YouTube. That scene, as quick as it is, there are 77 different camera angles in that one scene.
Well, isn't there a documentary about it, about that shower scene?
Yeah. It was on YouTube for a while. There 77 different angles. That's why I think that's a better movie. I don't know. I'm not going to go back to the Arbogast kill, but just the things that he did from a film, just the things he did from a filmmaking viewpoint are just they're things that people hadn't done before because it's freaking Hitchcock. I mean, and the fact that they had to figure out how to film inside the shower head, so they got a camera inside the shower head to film inside the water. I mean,
I didn't even just take that for granted. I didn't even think about that. That's awesome.
They actually had to block some of the holes on the shower head to keep water from coming out of it, and then had to put a long lens in there so they could actually film through the shower head. And today they would do all that shit digitally.
Yeah.
Or use some kind. I mean, they had to come up with things that technologically didn't exist to make that shot. And the fact that he did it, I mean, it's just incredible.
Psycho is also
a
big innovator because it's the first movie that had a toilet in it in 1960.
And then you got the score. And another trivia, Psycho, both Psycho and Night of the Living Dead, the brand chocolate syrup they used was Bosco.
Really?
Which was also George Seinfeld's password on his ATM. I mean, George Costanza's password on his ATM in Seinfeld was Bosco.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me why I know that stupid shit, but I do.
So let's talk about Psycho 2.
According to this, there's no way you could have seen her nipple because she had something pasted over her nipples because she refused to be nude. So there you go.
The controversy is
45-second shot has 78 different pieces of film added together. That's damn incredible. All right, what we're talking about now?
Psycho
Part
2.
two?
Let me start with this one. So what I think is brilliant about Psycho 2, and I think it might be my favorite horror sequel of all time. I think this movie does what like every sequel should do. Like it's loyal to the original and it follows the story of the original, but it takes everything you thought you knew in the original and throws it on its head. Like, oh, Norman's the killer. He's got a split personality like with his mom or whatever. And then he's not even the killer in this one, but like I love the mystery element of the movie. Like there's so many people, like you think, is Norman actually doing it and is he crazy? Like there's moments in this movie that you don't definitively know who did everything in this movie, and that's what's brilliant about it. Like there's certain things like you could just speculate who did it. Like you don't know for sure on every moment in this movie who did what.
Yeah, I think at the beginning of it, Norman is about as normal as he's ever been, and because these people are screwing with him, they send him back over the edge again. You got
it's so tragic and brilliant.
I mean, if they'd have just left him alone, I think he would have been all right. But you've got Lila is agitating the shit out of him. You got Emma Spool is driving him crazy. The thing about Psycho 2 that is unusual, because the original is Hitchcock, and so you're talking about a level of filmmaking, but I mean, this is written by Tom Holland, who to me is a brilliant screenwriter.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got Jerry Goldsmith's soundtrack, and then the guy that gets overlooked in this movie is the cinematography is damn Dean Cundy that worked for Carpenter. So, I mean, the cinematography on this movie, while not Hitchcock, is some of the best out there because it's Dean Cundy. And he's just absolutely brilliant. And then I love the cast. There's not a bad person in this cast.
Yeah.
No, and I really love that Lila comes
your
back.
Your favorite girl's sister, Lee.
Notice it's not her, it's her sister. I like her sister. I don't like her. Don't get me started on Jennifer Tilly. God, why did you bring her up?
Derek, what do you
I was having a good time and you got to bring her up.
Jeez, Derek.
I mean, we are talking about her sister. I mean, it's kind of relevant.
But you got Dennis Franz is playing a total shitbag in this movie. I mean,
yeah, he's a douche.
That's definitely was more of a slasher trope with him in that movie because they wanted to get him killed quick.
Which is funny because every character he ever played was like always a cop or something. He was always like a respectable. I mean, he was on Hill Street Blues. He was on NYPD Blue, and in this movie, he's just a shitbag. I mean, he's so unlikable.
I really love that the second one just really elaborates on Norman more too, because the first one, Norman's more of a mystery until you realize what it's at the end. And this one is really about him not being the killer, which I think is really.
I can't remember who said it. Somebody said it a while ago. Psycho 1, you get the story, and then Psycho 2, you get to know Norman, and that's probably a perfect way to sum it up.
Yeah, that's a really good.
I can't remember who said it now. Somebody said that a while ago in the chat, and they were right.
Said what?
Craig said, part 1 you get to meet Norman, and in part 2 you get to know him, and that's a perfect way to sum it up right there.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah,
and then in Psycho 3, you see the logical conclusion to where he goes. That's why I say those 3 movies make a perfect trilogy. There's not a bad one in it, and even though they kind of retcon each other, and it's logical and it makes sense, and you get to an ending at the end of part 3 that doesn't contradict the character. It doesn't change the character. And it goes, well, that's exactly what would have happened to that guy. So, I mean, yeah, those 3 movies together are almost perfect. Except for the Arbogast kill.
Another thing that I'll let it go. We're done. I think another thing that I really like is, like we were talking about this earlier, I love that, like, the characters are like so 3-dimensional and nobody's stereotypical because like Lila's kind of a bitch, but like, do you blame her? Like, put yourself in her shoes. Someone kills your sister and they only get a few years in the institute and they let them out. I would be mad too. Like, I would be raging about that, you know? Like, actually, Lila. Go ahead, Corey.
I was gonna say, actually, to be fair, it was like 22 years that he was in the institute.
I couldn't remember the exact time. I hadn't watched Psycho 2 since I reviewed it. Like,
I only remember because the art on the
22 years.
It says that's 22 years, like on the DVD.
That's not enough for murdering 7 people, though. Yeah. I mean, damn.
But it happens all the time. I mean,
insanity. Yeah, I understand. That's a whole nother debate if you get into like
I like the idea. I like Lila and Mary working together to screw with Norman. That goes back to Tom Holland. That's his writing that did that.
I didn't see that coming. Like, the first time I watched it, I was like, "What?" Mm-hmm. Like, I did not. See
it's a good twist. I didn't see it coming either. But when it happens, you go, "Oh yeah, that's." Yeah, it's not a twist. Sometimes you get a twist in a movie and you just go, really? Come on. That's lazy writing. That was not lazy writing. It actually works.
Yeah, no, Mary's a really great character, and I like that she goes and does the right thing at the end, but then dies because of it. It's really cruel. Yeah. But
she's got a character arc. Like, everybody's got an arc and is fleshed out in the movie. Yep. Like I said, Mary changes her mind, but I love how it's like dark. And she does the right thing, but like it's too late. Like, they've already fucked Norman up too much with, I guess Mrs. Spool making the calls and doing some of the stuff she was doing. And then they just mess him up. And then not only does she get killed, her and her mom get the blame for the murders too. Yep. Up until the end of Psycho 3.
Yeah. And at that point, Norman is free and everybody thinks that he is reformed. And by the end of Psycho 2, he's crazy as shit.
It's crazy as ever.
And like, then when Emma Spool comes in, he's just like, all right. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect.
I thought it was funny that Lila married Sam Loomis. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Craig also said, "I loved how Lila's obsession and hate destroys her."
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
and it was actually supposed to be made for TV too, and they ended up, when Anthony Perkins signed on to it, they got funding to make it a real movie.
That's so cool. He came back after 22 years.
And
you think
he
about
wasn't going to do. He wasn't going to do it until he read Tom Holland's script, and then he liked the script a lot. And then I guess Alfred Hitchcock's daughter gave a thumbs up and said she approved of it too.
Nice.
Because on paper, a sequel 22 years after the original doesn't work. Like on paper, like this is like the one time out of 100 that it actually doesn't suck. Because usually you have a sequel that long after the original, like Scream 4, it's not good.
That's I don't know. I'm not even going to argue.
You talking about making a sequel to Psycho.
I'm not going to argue. Oh, man. I think Scream 4 is okay, but I don't hate it like you do.
It's an okay movie. I think I blow the 8 a little too extreme. It's not like it's the worst movie ever. I just don't like it as much as the first 3. I like 3 more than most people do for talking to Scream movies. How about the kills in Psycho 2? That's a big reason I like
Lila's death is the best one.
Right through the mouth. Oh my god.
That was amazing. I love that Cody Leach, whenever he reviewed it, he had like the picture of him with the knife through his mouth, like on his.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm trying to remember the couple that sneaks down in the basement. He gets killed, right?
They don't really show anything for those kills.
The boy gets killed, right?
And the girl.
The boy gets killed. The girl gets away. I'm pretty sure. Here's the crazy thing about this movie. Think about all the different people doing killings, because you got like one kill that Norman does on Spool at the end, and then you've got all the other kills, and then Mary accidentally kills the psychiatrist, remember? Yeah. And then he falls down the stairs. So like, and then Mary gets killed by the police. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like you got all kinds of characters dying to different other characters and in different ways. Like Psycho 2 is just, oh my god, it's just so brilliant.
And once again, you have to watch it. It's not a slasher film, so I don't. Even though it came out in '83, the same year as other stuff, I don't consider it a slasher film, so I don't really judge it by those rules. I mean, it's a legitimate film follow-up to Psycho. Now, Part 3 is more of a slasher film, so it gives you more of that stuff. And there's all kind. If you go back and watch Part 2, there are all kinds of little things that they do in this movie that are like nods to the original.
It's very faithful to the original.
When Mary and Norman go into mother's room, they've got a silhouette of Alfred Hitchcock's face on the wall. That was awesome. They do all kinds of little. They do all kinds of little neats. They recreate a couple of scenes from the original movie, just kind of randomly inserted in there that you have to pay attention.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the shower scene, but like nothing happens. I love that. I also love, again, it's just a fantastic mystery too, because like every time something happens, Norman isn't around, and whenever you realize who's doing it, it's like Lila, or Mrs. Spool.
But you don't know for sure, Corey. Like they don't give you all the answers to everything that happened in this movie. That's why I love it so much.
Because I love that moment where Mary gets out of the shower and she sees the eye, and she's like, "Who is that?" And like we never know definitively who that was.
Yeah,
like through the people.
It premiered at number 2 behind Return of the Jedi when it came out.
You're not beating Star Wars.
What?
You're not beating Star Wars.
And in 80, I didn't see this one in the theater because it came out the day after I turned 13, and I know my mom wouldn't let me. I did see Return of the Jedi that weekend, but I didn't see this till it came out on HBO. Like the next year, it came out on HBO. It's like 1983 is the first year I saw Friday the 13th 1, 2, and 3 on cable.
Oh, cool.
But then in like 84 is like when I just started when I saw the final chapter in the theater. I saw Nightmare on Elm Street in the theater, and then I saw all this stuff when they were coming out on cable and renting them on VHS. So
I'm jealous.
83 was kind of like the year I got into horror, and 84 is when it like overcame me. So I would have seen. I probably would have saw this the next year in '84 on TV.
Craig asks, "What's the best kill in the franchise?"
The best Lila knife through the mouth kill in this one for me.
In the entire franchise? Let me think.
Well, I can't pick just one. I got to pick from Lila from Psycho 2, but also both kills in the first Psycho. It's hard to choose between those.
I'm gonna say this the shower scene just because it's so iconic, and then even though it's not gory, I like it when he kills Emma at the end of part 2 and just knocks her in the damn head with the shovel.
Oh yeah,
I love that. I love that scene. The shower scene is the iconic scene, but when he poisons her tea to start with, and then comes up behind her and just bashes her damn head in with that shovel, and I love that. That's probably my second favorite one. The shower scene's got to be number one, but when he busts her in the head, that's my favorite one after the shower scene. I love that scene.
3 has a lot of good kills too. Like
and I can remember the first time I watched Psycho 2, I didn't expect that either because you see him put the poison in the tea and you're going like, oh, he's going to kill her too. He's going to poison her and kill her. And then he just picks up that shovel and bashes her damn head. And it's like, where the hell did that come from? I didn't see that coming at all. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it was perfect the way she laid there and twitched. I loved it. I love it. I was trying to think of a kill from Psycho 3.
The phone
booth kill.
And on the back one too.
In part 3, probably the phone booth.
The phone booth.
I like that one. Yeah.
Corey, what'd you say your favorite was? You said the 2 kills from the first one.
And Lila. I couldn't choose between those.
I like the Lila kill because it's gory, but it also has emotional impact because you're kind of rooting for her to get what's coming to her. And she's literally been running her mouth the whole movie. So ironically, she gets the knife through the mouth. It reminds me of Jason Goes to Hell when you got that one woman in the diner who won't stop running her mouth. And Jason just like smacks her in the mouth.
Yeah.
Like the fact she got the knife through the mouth, I feel like that had to be intentional. Like we got to stab her through the mouth. It would be ironic.
When he accidentally kills Maureen in part 3, that's a pretty good kill from an emotional viewpoint because he didn't mean to kill her.
Yeah, it's tragic.
So, I mean, even though it's not gory or anything like that, the fact that he didn't want to kill her, that's a really emotional scene. I thought that was a powerful one too.
And
emotional impact. That was a good one.
Like the only person he loved was gone now too.
Yeah,
so that was good. No, but there are a lot of good kills in each one of them. I think at least the first 4.
Because the 4th one, when that first girl dies with like the fireworks and stuff, that one's pretty gory, especially for made for TV.
Yeah,
that's a pretty solid kill.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I like about Maureen's death in part 3 is that's what finally makes him snap and turn on Mother at the end of it, if you remember.
Yeah.
Because he accidentally kills Maureen and he didn't want to, and then Tracy shows up and he's got the knife and Mother's telling him to kill Tracy, and instead he turns around and kills Mother instead.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what happened with Maureen. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, those first 3, when you take those first 3 together, man, that's some damn fine filmmaking right there.
It really is.
They are.
And Anthony Perkins actually was a pretty good director in that one, I thought. But
what else did he direct? Did he direct anything else?
So that's pretty interesting that our rankings are identical except for the first 2, and then. But I think I agree with why you got them the way you do, and I think you probably understand why we got them the way we do. So it's not like we're bitching about it.
And I love both of them too. It was very hard to choose, but I just thought the one I watched the most and the one that I'll immediately put on the most is the first one. So that's why.
And I actually feel guilty for putting part 2 at number 1, but it's just I don't know. It's probably because of there's some nostalgia. Because I obviously didn't see Psycho when it came out. I was older when I saw it. And to see Psycho 2 when I was 13 or 14 is just the nostalgia thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a problem with either one of them.
Honestly. Like, it depends what you're in the mood for.
Like, I may go and watch
I usually watch Psycho 2 over Psycho 1 because Psycho 2, you know, it's got the more and all that. But, like, I just really enjoy the story of Psycho 1 sometimes. I absolutely love 1 hour and 29 minutes out of 1 hour and 30 minutes in the original Psycho. There's 1 minute that I don't like in the original Psycho, and that's it. I love everything else.
Well, joke's on you. I think it's an hour 45.
And if you're looking for a relatively inexpensive Blu-ray copy, you can get this one. This is a good one right here.
Lee, I was watching reviews for that the other day, and I heard there's no title menu for the any of them except the first one. I think. Like,
that's the way all of them are, though.
Even the first one too.
The first one is the only one that's got any kind of, but that's the way they're all done. None of them have been done like really, really super. Somebody needs to do like really super deluxe editions of all of them.
They have Scream Factories of 2 through 4. Look,
this I said cheap. These are cheap.
Oh, yeah,
yeah. So
that's what
I said. If you're looking for a cheap one, this is a good cheap Blu-ray, and the transfers look good. There's just no special features or anything like that.
Yeah.
The only one I got a slipcover for is 3.
Except for the original's got a bunch of special features.
Of the remake.
Yeah. Of course.
I hope you didn't pay that much for that one.
I paid $20. I've seen it a couple times. Honestly, there's a commentary that's really funny. It's like these people talking about like just it being made. It's pretty hilarious.
And I really do need to get. I do need to get the Scream Factory of Psycho 2 and Psycho 3.
I need to get 4. I don't have 4 yet.
Because I need all the first 3. I definitely need those because, like I said, it's a perfect trilogy.
Yeah.
But I just can't afford. I can't afford some of these Scream Factory. Although Psycho 2 is only $16 on Blu-ray on Scream Factory.
I might have to pick that one up.
I'm gonna
get the collection too, but I love Psycho 2. I kind of want that collector's edition. Corey, show it to me again. Psycho 2.
The commentaries, and these have commentaries on them. So.
It's 15. It's only $16 right now on Shout Factory's website.
I'm so glad I got a slip.
How much is 3 going for, Lee?
Huh?
How much is 3 going for?
I'm looking for it right now.
I don't care about the remake. Don't look it up. I have a $2 copy of the remake. I'm not paying any more than that.
You know you want the remake. The Psycho 4, the Shout Factory Psycho 4 is only $16.
I need to buy that.
Damn, I'm gonna guess they're all $16. Let me see how much 3 is. Let's see. They're all 16. Well, hold on. Psycho 4 is 16. Psycho 2 is 16. Psycho 3 is $15.97. So they're all $16 on Blu-ray. That's actually that's a pretty good deal, man. But I only paid I paid $15 for that. That's why I bought it.
The only thing that makes me mad about that is that Universal doesn't care with like putting on special features. Like
Craig just asked, where would we rank the Bates Motel TV show? I think I would agree with Craig. I would put it at number 3 right after the first 2 movies.
3rd. It's really good. All the seasons are good. It has a good beginning to end story. It's kind of like a good remake in that, like, it follows the original story, but like they change stuff up. Like they change up how his mom dies. You know, he doesn't kill Marion in the shower. He kills Sam instead. Like, I like how the Bates Motel show handled it.
No, I love it too. I'd say I put it 3rd too, if I had to.
I almost have to make it separate. I don't know.
Because it's hard to rank it with like movies. It's a show, so
Yep.
it's
And it's because Psycho 1, 2, and 3 are so good that it's hard to separate those three and put something in between them.
yeah.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, it's hard to do that.
It's fair to compare it to 4 within reason because 4 is kind of
the Scream Factory Blu-ray of the remake is only $13.95 if you want to pick it up.
Oh dang!
That's $13.95 too much.
They don't have the original, so they've got the remake, Part 2, Part 3, and Part 4. They don't have the original Psycho.
That's kind of how it is with The Exorcist too.
I showed you guys that I had the steelbook, right, of the first one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There is a DVD called The Psycho Legacy. I don't know what that. Oh, that's a bunch of bonus feature stuff.
It's like a documentary. I think I watched it. It was
cool. It's like 2 disc. So yeah, I might have to save it. I might have to get all those Psycho collector's editions. Hell, I don't know. I can't pay $14. I can't pay $14 for the remake. It is Blu-ray though.
Yeah.
No, do not, Lee. Lee, do not do it.
Do it.
Don't let Corey get you.
Dude, you've got a Thanksgiving box set. I don't even want to hear any shit out of
I'm proud of that box.
Derek,
don't make me.
Derek,
I don't even want to hear it.
You want me to trigger you, Derek?
You got the Exorcist 2 Scream Factory, don't you, Corey?
Well, yeah, I do, but like I liked the Psycho remake more than Thanksgiving.
Oh, so do I. Although you'll be happy to know, Derek, I found a movie that is worse than Thanksgiving on Hulu. I mean, Tubi. It's called Blood Lake, and it was filmed with a camcorder in 1987, and it is the shit I've ever seen in my life. It is horrible.
Derek, did you hate The Exorcist 2?
Oh my God. I haven't filmed a review yet. That movie was horrendous. Like, oh my God.
Corey, which steelbook do you have for Psycho? Which steelbook do you have? The one that's like bright pink and purple?
This one, yeah.
Because that's like $10 on Amazon Prime. I might have to buy that.
I think I bought it at like Barnes and Noble for like $10 or $15.
Yeah, it's like $10. It's $10 on Prime. I might have to get that. Because I'm really big on steelbooks now. That's my thing now.
Steelbooks are awesome. I got your favorite movie on steelbook. I got the 4K steelbook with the Maze of The Shining, Lee.
I decided not to buy it after all.
Yeah, I love the transfer on that is glorious, Corey. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
It's a shame it's not a good movie to watch.
Lee, you know you loved it. I watched your review.
I do not. I do not like The Shining.
Oh, The Shining.
Oh, I thought we're talking about Slumber Party Massacre.
Oh! I thought you were still talking about the bullshit Shining.
Corey was showing his Slumber Party Massacre book. I have it too.
Although, because I'm a horror completist, I'm still thinking about getting that 4K print of The Shining from Walmart because it's only $19.
I can't wait to buy Dr. Sleep, but I gotta wait until next week.
I still haven't seen it yet, and I'm not really excited about seeing it.
You might actually like it because it's quite a bit different.
I tried to read the book. I tried to read the book and couldn't even finish reading the book.
I think The Shining is slightly better. I've kind of come around on The Shining a little bit. I don't love it as much as most people, but I really like it a lot. I'm waiting to rewatch that Steelbook when it snows, but that'll probably never happen.
I respect The Shining as a film. I understand that The Shining is a very, very well-made film. It's art. I just happen to think it's boring art.
I love it.
So there. Although, just to show you, hold on.
Yeah, I'm just showing off my collection.
Yeah, I got that too, Corey.
Oh, he had that too, I think, Lee. I think.
I'm actually in my office at church, so I don't have all my movies here. But I do have a bunch of stuff I bought from pawn shops and This is in my office.
Oh, nice.
On VHS. Paid 20 cents. Cool. 20 cents for it. So I do own a copy of it on VHS. So.
I'm so glad I found New Nightmare for $1 at a pawn shop recently.
And also, I got this for 20 cents, and I actually got the extended cut of The Exorcist on VHS for 20 cents.
Nice.
I got those the same day, so hell, I may have to go and watch this tonight.
What Blu-ray
of the I'm going to watch Psycho.
Do you own?
What? Oh, hold on.
I'm going to go home and watch the Arbogast kill over and over again.
I have the complete anthology, which has all 5.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. I was going to get that or something, but I thought it was too much money when I looked it up.
It might be expensive now. I spent like $5 for all 5 of them, so. And this is
I have the $2 versions of 2 and 3, and I already know that I like 3 because I've seen it before. And of course, the first one's the first one. 4 and 5 are pretty garbage.
I need to get the whole Bates Motel series. How much is that on Blu-ray?
I don't know, but they have a lot of it.
$60.
Dang.
Yeah, that was that's on Blu-ray. Hell, it's only $3 more on Blu-ray than it is on Dude, I'm not paying $17 for a Bates Motel TV movie on DVD.
What? $17?
$17. They're out of their damn mind.
Well, it originally was like it was on an exclusive, I think, because it wasn't released on anything else.
I mean, even used, it's like $13 used. I'm not paying that much for it because, yeah, I'm just not.
That's horrible.
Although they do have that 4 movie one that you had is like $10.
It was $5 at Walmart whenever I found it, but I haven't seen it since.
There you go. Here's a used copy of it for like $1.98. Now I might do that.
Don't do it.
I might pay $1.98 for it just to get it, just to have it.
Then you're gonna get that Blu-ray of the remake, and that's money well wasted.
It wasn't for me. I've watched it like 2 or 3 times.
Dude, you've got a box set of Thanksgiving. You can't talk to anybody about wasting money.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things in my collection. It was money well spent.
Dude, here's Psycho 4 on Laserdisc.
I have never owned a Laserdisc at all. That'd be cool to start, but I don't know if
my buddy Jamie. You hear me talk about Jamie in some of my movies. He was the first guy whose family had a VCR, but they also had a Laserdisc player.
Nice.
So he would the first time I ever. In fact, now that I think about it, the first time I saw The Shining when it wasn't on television was on Laserdisc at Jamie's house.
Did you guys see Christian Horror's like Laserdiscs that he got or his collection?
Yeah, he has a really cool collection.
I thought about buying some of them, but then I'm not going to go buy a Laserdisc player.
How much does one go for?
I spent money and got a TV and a good VCR and have built up a VHS collection. And I never had a Laserdisc player, so it's not like nostalgia for me. I had VHS tapes, and now I got a shitload of them. So you don't even like The Shining, but you got it on VHS. I'll sell it to you if you want it that bad.
The Shiny on VHS.
The Shiny.
God.
And like I said, it's a very well-made movie. I agree with that, but it sucks as a book adaptation.
I wonder what you're going to think of Dr. Sleep.
Well, I've not read the book, so I can't compare it to the book, even though I've got the book sitting on my shelf right over there.
I haven't
maybe I need to go. Maybe I need to read the book before I watch the movie. That way I can shit on the movie just like I do The Shining.
I think Lee's going to watch it. I think Lee's going to watch it, and he's going to say Dr. Sleep is better than The Shining, is what I think Lee's going to say.
I have no doubt that I will, because I don't like The Shining.
Dr. Sleep is a way different movie. It's close for me.
I'll show you what else I got in here since we're bullshitting around.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
That's a book club edition. I got that for like 50 cents. And then I got So I really need to read it.
Did either of you guys watch the TV miniseries of The Shining? That's
No.
like 6 hours long.
I liked it. I liked it because it was closer to the book, but it was a cheesy TV version of it.
Yeah, I hear it's closer to the book, but it's like 6 hours long.
And I like the guy playing. It's one of the guys from Wings playing Jack Torrance.
Oh,
David, is it Weber that played it? It's one of the guys from Wings. I can't remember which one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you. Wings. Speaking of Wings, Crystal Bernard is in it, and she was in Slumber Party Massacre too.
That's funny.
What's his name? Steven Weber. Yeah, he played him in it.
Steven Weber. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It came out in '97.
Yeah, he was one of the brothers. He was one of the brothers on Wings.
It's 4 hours and 33 minutes long. That's insane.
It's not bad. Well, I mean, the book is, yeah.
I hear it's really goofy.
He was in Single White Female. I forgot he was in Single White Female.
Hey, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I can't stream as long when it's on a weekday. You guys are welcome to keep going without me if you want to. It was fun talking the Psycho movies with you guys.
Heck yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's probably the most we've ever agreed with one another on anything.
Yeah.
I know it. It was a blast, but I'm going to hop off here. You guys are welcome to keep going as long as you guys want to.
Cool.
Okay?
Okay.
Y'all have a good night.
Later, Derek.
Bye, everybody who tuned in.
Then we can talk shit about Derek when he gets off. We're gonna make fun of you and your Arbogast kill.
I can watch the replay. You better watch.
Oh man.
Okay, now that he's gone, he's out of his damn mind about the Arbogast kill. I'm sorry.
I agree.
I don't understand it, man.
So Derek, whenever you watch,
I don't understand it.
What have you been watching recently, Lee?
I've been going on Tubi and Hulu and watching old 80s slashers.
Nice.
I'm going to try to do – I can't do videos the way you guys do because I don't have the equipment. I'm going to try to do at least one video a week.
Cool.
So I did – the last one I did was Pieces, and I just finished watching The Invitation, The House on Sorority Row, which is going to be my next video. And then I watched that Sweet 16 one that had the girl that played in Friday the 13th Part 3.
Yeah. I haven't seen either of those.
It was horrible. I did not like it at all. I heard a couple of people say it was really good, and it was boring. I didn't like it at all.
Those three movies I haven't seen.
Now, House on Sorority Row is incredible. That's a great movie. I love that one. So that's going to be my next video I do. But that's kind of what I've been doing is watching 80s slashers. And for some reason, I got stuck on all those sorority movies because there's House on Sorority Row, there's the Slumber Party Massacre, The Invitation. So I'm watching, and then I guess Black Christmas would kind of fall into that too because that was a sorority house.
I haven't seen.
I just watched Hell Night too. So Hell Night's another one that's getting ready to come up because that's a sorority fraternity movie too. So.
Hell Night's fun. I like Hell Night.
I just watched The Fog.
The Fog, yeah.
The Fog is. They finally put all of Carpenter's movies on Shudder. So I just watched The Fog for the first time, and geez, I don't know how long it's been, and I forgot how damn good that movie is. It may be better than Halloween. It may be the best movie he ever made.
Dang. I haven't seen The Fog in a while. I need to rewatch that. You know what?
I forgot how many people. Well, it's on Shudder now, but I forgot how many people are in that movie. I mean, you've got. Well, I mean, first of all, you've got Janet Leigh, you got Jamie Lee Curtis, you've got Tom Atkins, you've got Adrienne Barbeau and Hal Holbrook, who were both in Creep Show. So, I mean, there's a ton of. It's like everybody in 80s horror is in that movie.
And John Carpenter also wrote Jamie Lee Curtis for that movie because she couldn't get any movies after Halloween. Yep.
Nancy Loomis is in it. I mean, it's like it's a who's who of John Carpenter and that kind of stuff. Dean Cundy did the cinematography for it. Tommy Lee Wallace edited it. I mean,
What do you think about Assault on Precinct 13? I really love that one.
Oh, I love it. I love that movie.
It's
I just got the steelbook of that one. Dude,
was that a
I
Best
love
Buy?
it.
You got it?
I love it.
Did you get it at Best Buy?
It.
I didn't see it at mine. I went into Best Buy and didn't find it. Couldn't find it anywhere. Because I got
it at FYE.
Okay.
I think I got it at FYE. Maybe, I don't know. Hold on.
I don't have an FYE close.
Well, neither do I. But every time I go to the mall, I go in there. No, I got it at where did I get it? I can't remember where I got it now. I may have picked it up at Best Buy. I can't remember, but when I saw it, I'm like, yeah, I got to get that. Just because I'm like real big on steelbooks now. Oh, hold on. I didn't.
I like how on Tubi they've got a Full Moon Pictures like selection or Full Moon features. That's funny.
I thought that I was going to do a back-to-back comparison of the remake of The Fog, and it used to be on streaming, but it's not anymore. And I'm not going to pay to watch it because it wasn't very good. So
no,
I was going to kind of do. I don't know if Derek was doing or somebody's doing remakes versus originals. And I thought, well, The Fog would be a good one because it's such a diverse. I mean, the first one is an incredible one, but the second one's not streaming anymore, and I'm just not going to pay for it because I don't remember liking it at all.
No, I don't like it at all either. I think it's pretty bad. Like I didn't understand. Like it's like the worst John Carpenter remake I think that I've seen. Like out of all the movies that they've remade of his.
And the thing is I think he did. I think he produced it. I think
that's what was so weird about it. I didn't get how he was involved in it. It was bad like that.
And I guess I hadn't seen the original in so long. I mean, I knew it was always a good movie. And I remembered everything about it, but when I was watching it the other night, it's like I just forgot how good it was. And now it's like I really need to get a good copy of that because even streaming, I mean, with the internet, I mean, the streaming is not the greatest.
Yeah.
And I know they released, I think they released The Fog on that's got a Steelbook Blu-ray out too, I think.
Yeah, it does. Uh-huh.
So I got to get. I want to get all of the John Carpenter steelbooks that are available. I want to get. Yeah, Shout Factory did The Fog, the steelbook one.
They just put out a Big Trouble in Little China steelbook too.
I've got that one too.
I saw that at my vintage stock.
Yeah. Every time I see a John Carpenter steelbook, if I have money, I pick it up.
Yep.
I've got 3 copies of I got Big Trouble in Little China on DVD, on Blu-ray, and steelbook now.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that Shout Factory steelbook of The Fog.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I watch it, but right now I got to get to My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna have to get that whenever I get paid.
I have got to get that.
I don't think it'll be out yet before I get paid, so I'll go pre-order it.
Oh,
I'll get paid on Monday.
So the steelbook of The Fog is now out of print, so it's like going for $40 used. But I mean $40, but I'd still pay that much for it on steelbook. Every time I go to FYE, I pick up the Thing steelbook and I put it back down because it's like $30. But I really need to get it before that one runs out too. Let's see how much it is on Amazon. The Fog limited edition steelbook on Amazon. Jesus, it's $50.
Oh wow.
Yep. I need to get They Live on Blu-ray too because that's a great movie.
Oh yeah, They Live. Yeah, I don't own They Live. I really want to get that.
It's goofy. It's goofy, but it's so much fun. It's so 80s. It's not funny.
No, it is really fun. I like it. I think John Carpenter. I think there's only like 2 movies I need to see of his, and it's like Elvis and I think Dark Star.
I've actually seen that one because that was a TV movie made for NBC that came out when I was a kid. I actually saw that on TV.
Did you like it?
I forgot how old I was. I would have had to have been 9 or 10 maybe when it came out. Let's see. I haven't the one of his I haven't seen is the one called Someone's Watching Me.
Oh, that one's good. I liked it.
That was a TV movie. I haven't seen Dark Star. So let's see. I've seen Assault on Precinct 13. I've seen Halloween, The Fog, Escape from New York, The Thing, Christine, Starman, Big Trouble in Little China, Prince of Darkness, which is one of my favorite movies. They Live, Memoirs of an Invisible Man, In the Mouth of Madness, Village of the Damned. The only three movies of his that I have not seen are Dark Star, Someone's Watching Me, and The Ward.
I haven't seen Dark Star or Elvis, and that's it, I think.
The Ward is the last one he put out, and I haven't seen that. But I've seen everything else he's done pretty much.
Well, look what I got. I've got the Someone's Watching Me Blu-ray, and then I've got the Prince of Darkness Steelbook.
Oh, I love Prince of Darkness.
No, I love the Steelbook. It's so cool.
Starman is one that used to come on HBO a lot. I probably have seen Starman 10 or 15 times. And that is such a good movie. I mean, it's not a horror. It's not a horror movie. It's like it's a romance movie, and it's really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jeff Bridges and Karen Allen are really good in it.
Yep, great movie. Ted White is in it too. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Oh, wow.
Ted White is the. You know, they run into the deer hunter where he shoots the deer and then Starman brings it back to life. Ted White is the guy that shoots the deer and gets pissed off because he brings the deer back to life.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize that. That's funny.
Yeah. I remember Ted White talking about being in that movie because he did a bunch of stuff. Ted White has been acting since. I think he was acting in the 40s.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
In fact, Ted White was one of the stunt doubles in the original Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Seriously? I didn't realize that either.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, so speaking of Universal,
he was one of John Wayne's stunt doubles too.
Speaking of Universal Monsters, are you excited for that Invisible Man movie that's coming out? I'm really, really hyped for it.
I'm curious
because it looks really cool.
I don't know if I would say I'm excited or hyped, but I'm very curious about it.
Every time I'm willing to give it a trailer, I like it more.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
Mm-hmm. And I like how different it seems. Like it's not like a Universal Monster type of thing. It's like Hollow Man kind of more than anything, which is really cool. And it's just a good cut trailer. I think the trailer really sells it.
Yeah, it looks very interesting, dude. Ted White was a stuntman on Planet of the Apes.
Oh, the original one.
He was a stuntman in Escape from New York. Jeez, like he's been in a bunch of shit.
I didn't realize that.
He's got to be 90. I mean, 94. Yeah, he's 94.
Dang. Yeah, I never even looked at his filmography really, besides knowing Jason. That's all I knew.
Yeah, he was one of he was a stunt double for John Wayne. He was in like the Alamo. He was in a bunch of John Wayne movies.
He was 6'4", or he's 6'4".
Yeah, he's my height. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Dang.
He was actually offered the Friday the 13th Part 5 and 6 and turned them down.
Dang. That would have been cool to have him back again.
Yeah. He had such a bad time with Frank Zito that he actually asked to be dropped out of the credits. He's actually uncredited in Friday the 13th, the final chapter, because he hated Zito so much.
Yeah. Well, from the interviews, like I've heard him talk about, like there were things like whenever, I forgot what her name is, but the girl who's in the little boat, well, he said, like, get her out of here. I'm leaving because like she's gonna die.
Yeah, she actually got very, very sick.
Yeah. So I seem like on his end, it seems like he was right, like in some of the stuff that he was saying.
It was the girl that played Samantha, Judy Aronson.
Yeah. Okay, Samantha.
Yeah, he basically told Frank Zito, get her out of the water or I'll walk.
Yeah, Like,
you
I'm
got to
not
give him credit. You got to give him credit. Yeah, he didn't like Frank. Not Frank Zito. Joseph Zito is his guy. He didn't like him at all.
Yeah. He didn't like Corey Feldman either, though.
Well, Corey Feldman was a little shit at the time too, so I don't blame him.
Yeah, he was a kid.
Corey Feldman is like my age. Actually, I think he's a year younger than I am.
He's really your age, though?
Yeah, I'm a year older than Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman's 48, 49.
Oh, wow.
He was born. He's the same age as my wife. Yeah, Corey Feldman's the same age as my wife.
Dang.
So when he was in Gremlins came out when I was 14. He would have been 13. He was 14 in the Goonies. I was 15. He was 15 in Stand By Me. I was 16.
Dang.
In 87 was the Lost Boys. He would have been 16. I was 17. So I'm a year older than he is.
I just didn't even realize that. That's interesting.
Yeah. And then Corey Haim was the other guy that was in the Lost Boys with him. And Corey Haim was my age. No, Corey Haim was a year younger too. They were both the same age.
Did he die or is he alive?
Corey Haim died in 2010.
2010, okay. Because I don't really know much about him.
He had pneumonia.
Oh, dang.
He was in Silver Bullet and Lucas and the Lost Boys.
I've seen Silver Bullet. And I've seen the Lost Boys.
You've never seen the Lost Boys?
No, I have. I've seen the Lost Boys and Silver Bullet. I didn't see the other one.
His first big movie was in Lucas with Charlie Sheen and Winona Ryder. That was his first movie that he was big in.
Lucas, yeah.
He was
that one.
He was I want to say he read for River Phoenix's role in Stand By Me, but didn't get it.
River Phoenix was one that died,
which would have made that movie,
right?
That would have made that movie totally different if it had been Corey Haim instead of River Phoenix.
Yeah.
He also auditioned for Corey Feldman's role in the Goonies, and Corey Feldman got it, and he didn't. which would have made it a totally different movie too. So
that's so funny that with some people, like, they almost get these roles.
Oh yeah.
You said Lucas from 1986.
Yeah, he died in 2010.
Oh.
And Corey Feldman at the time was actually trying to get him back on the straight and narrow. They wanted to do a sequel to Lost Boys, and it never happened.
Oh, like a sequel with him?
Yeah, because they did some shitty sequels to the Lost Boys that sucked.
Yeah, they did. I didn't like him.
and Corey Haim was trying to get straight, and Corey Feldman was trying to help him. And the idea was the two of them were going to do a direct sequel to the original Lost Boys, and it never happened.
Yeah,
he died from a pulmonary edema.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I was watching before we started? I was watching the original The Fly.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Help me. Yeah. Help me.
Oh, yeah, that's scary. I bought the box set like a month ago, and I'm finally going to watch them. I've only seen the original Fly and the remake. I haven't seen the sequels to either.
Derek wouldn't like it because it's in black and white.
I'm excited to see the sequels.
The original Fly. See, I like, and I guess maybe it's because when I was a kid in the 70s, they showed all those old black and white horror movies on TV. So I saw all those movies when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk about my first exposure to horror was like Jaws and stuff, but I remember seeing all these black and white Frankenstein and Draculas and stuff. I just didn't realize they were horror movies at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They were just old movies. But the original Fly is an incredible movie.
I really like it a lot. But the remake, like, for me personally, I love more. I think that the practical effects in that are terrifying.
Oh, that's because David Cronenberg is just a psychotic film director.
Yeah, I need to see more Cronenberg. I've only seen a couple of his.
The box set that you have, does it have both sequels to the original?
Yeah, it's the Scream Factory one. Like
So
that
it's
came out.
got all three of the black and white ones, and then the remake and the sequel to the remake.
Yeah, yeah. Here's the
So
box.
so there's 5 movies. I need to get that, man.
It was $60 for
I don't care.
5 movies. That's so cool.
But that's 5 movies, man.
Yeah.
I would get that.
No, yeah, I'm excited.
I know I've seen Return of the Fly. I don't think I ever saw the third one. The remake I saw, I want to say I saw the remake in the theater, and then I don't really remember this. I know I've seen the sequel, but I don't remember it. The Fly 2, is that the one with Eric Stoltz in it?
Yeah.
The guy from The Mask? Yeah, there it is. Yep, there it is. He plays the son of the guy, the 2 people from the first one.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch that one again. I haven't seen that one. I don't know that I've ever seen that movie more than once or twice.
Are you gonna watch Parasite, that movie that came out recently that everybody's talking about?
Everybody keeps talking about it.
I loved it. I saw it and really loved it. It's really good, but it's not the movie you'd expect going into it. It's a really different than what you think.
I want to see The Color Out of Space with Nick Cage in it.
Oh yeah, that's going to my indie theater, I think. So I might have to go check that out.
Okay, let's see if Parasite is playing anywhere near me. Nope.
It's playing
Wait a minute.
oh.
Hold on, here we go. It's playing Friday night at 7:00.
Oh, cool.
So I mean, it's not even playing every day. It's playing every other day at the theater, but it's playing Friday night at 7:00. It's a Korean film, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, is it English dubbed or is it in English?
It's English dubbed.
Okay.
I mean, it's got subtitles for the Korean, yeah. But it's still fascinating. It's a great movie.
I'm looking to see. I wanted to see the Adam Sandler one, but it didn't play here. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix in Europe, but not over here.
Oh, you got to see that one. That one's amazing. That one blew me away too. Like it was Adam Sandler. Really, that's his best role I've seen him ever do in that movie.
Did you ever see Punch Drunk Love?
I did, yeah, but I don't remember it. I need to rewatch it because I don't remember.
He did another one. It wasn't as serious. It was kind of a sci-fi movie called The Cobbler that was really, really cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, I didn't see that one.
So this is the guy that did The Host and Snowpiercer.
Yeah. I didn't.
I've seen both of those.
I've only seen Snowpiercer. Is The Host good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of a it's a big monster movie. I mean, it's a monster. Yeah. I think it's streaming on Hulu or it's on one of the streaming services too, because that's how I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so did a movie called Okja, didn't he? Like on Netflix, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Who's that?
Like OKJA. I didn't know if that was him who did that.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Oh, he did Mother. I've seen that. That's a messed up movie.
Oh, like it's not the Mother I'm thinking of. It's the
no. It's about this woman whose son is selling some medicine, and it's a weird movie. It's not a horror movie. Okay. It's kind of a weird, crazy ass movie. Yeah, he did do Okja.
Because I haven't seen that one either.
A genetically modified super pig. All right, you had me at genetically modified super pig. Giancarlo Esposito's in it. Tilda Swinton is in it.
Yeah.
Steven Yeun is in it. I need to see that.
It's got a good cast.
Jake Gyllenhaal is in it. That's on Netflix.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it. I keep forgetting.
I'm going home and watching that tonight. I was going to watch Psycho, but no, I'm going to have to go home and watch that now.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch The Fly, or finish The Fly. I've got an hour left, I think. think I started at like 30 minutes.
He's offered me 50 cents for my Shining VHS. It would cost me $5 to mail it.
That's funny.
He's like, I'll give you 50 cents for that VHS. I don't know how much it would cost to mail it. It would be at least $3 or $4 just to mail it, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So that'd be kind of pointless.
You know, this is a heavy VHS tape too. This you can tell that this is not a cheap later. That's a heavy tape. See, you might not be old enough to remember this, but when VHS tapes first came out, they were like $85, $95 to buy them. They were expensive as hell.
Oh, wow.
And they were heavy. I mean, when they finally stopped making VHS tapes, you could go to Walmart and buy movies for like $10, and they were like really cheap plastic shells, and they were lightweight. Old VHS tapes have got some this is a heavy damn tape right here.
Oh, do they have heavy boxes too? That's what you said?
Well, no, the box is cardboard, but the actual materials that the cassette tape is made out of.
Oh,
and it may be the actual tape. Maybe I don't know.
Wait, I think I've got one maybe like that.
Because this copy of The Shining is heavy, and then like I got like Urban Legend is like I mean, this copy of The Shining is twice as heavy as my copy of Urban Legend on VHS.
Well, I have this Disney tape. Is this what you mean like this? Like does it look like that?
Oh yeah. But I mean, it just looks like a VHS tape, but it's heavy. The weight of it is like.
Yeah, this one's a little heavier, I think, than the other ones I've got.
It's like it's made out of better materials.
It's The Cat from Outer Space.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that's
yeah, I love those.
Dang. Oh. Okay.
The Shining is not the most relentless, intelligent, ornate horror movie ever made. I'm sorry. I don't care what the box says.
Oh, it says that on the box. That's funny.
Yeah. Just like this copy of Gates of Hell. That's a heavy tape too. And this is an old VHS rental. I bet this tape was $60.
Dang.
I can remember when we first started renting horror movies, we lost one. And it was like $50 to replace it because that's how much VHS tapes cost. It was like $50.
Damn. Since it was like one of the first big.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Damn. That's crazy.
I can remember my wife when we first got married. So this was 91. She worked at a Rose's, which was a department store, and they had a video rental place in there. And the VHS tapes, the ones they bought for rentals were like $100 a piece.
Dang. That's pretty crazy.
And yeah, I can remember when DVDs were like $35, $40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was born in 93, so I had VHS, but I didn't really know like pricing wise. I knew they were cheaper then anyways. than they would have been in the 80s.
But you also stop and think a VCR in 1983 was $1,000.
God, that's yeah.
Some of them were more than that, but the Atari 2600, when we got ours for Christmas in 1982, an Atari 2600 was $350.
Man.
And you think so people talk about paying all these money for Xboxes and stuff. I mean, we paid $300 for an Atari 2600. Question: somebody's on Facebook. Is the Friday the 13th Killer Cut Steelbook at Best Buy?
It is. I bought it there.
It's the remake, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the remake.
No, it's. I mean, yeah, it is the remake, but it's a pretty cool steelbook.
It's a cool looking cover on it.
I really like that.
I got the Killer Cut on DVD when Blockbuster went out of business, so I paid $1 for it, and it's just a DVD. Actually, it's not the Killer Cut. I got the remake on DVD for like $1 when Blockbuster went out of business. But you know how like the Dollar Generals and Family Dollars, you can buy loose rental DVDs in like little paper cardboard sleeves?
Yeah.
I found the Killer Cut on Blu-ray in a cardboard sleeve for $1.99. So now I've got both of them.
Oh, nice.
I've got the theatrical one on DVD and then the Killer Cut on Blu-ray. So now I've got all the Friday the 13th.
Sweet.
And the remake is growing on me now. I finally got to the point where I don't hate it anymore.
Me too. I'm liking it a little more every time I watch it. I don't know. I think it was just like I was kind of biased towards it, I think, than anything. Because like
I like Derek Mears as Jason. Derek Mears is awesome.
Yeah, he is awesome. He's really, really brutal. Definitely one of the most brutal Jasons. Oh. Damn. Let me see.
I must have really missed something during the Super Bowl because everybody's still talking about the halftime show, and I didn't even watch it. So
I was working and I saw like a second of it, but it was like J-Lo and Shakira.
I don't like either one of them, so I didn't want to watch it. I didn't like either one of the football teams, so I didn't even watch the game.
Yeah. I just saw like bits and pieces because I was at work. Like somebody had it on their phone. So, well,
free shipping. He wants me to sell him this VHS for 50 cents and ship it for free.
Colton, enough with your nonsense.
Oh no, hold on. He said I'll buy that VHS tape off you for $10. I might have to do it.
That's funny.
$10 for that.
I don't even see that message.
And even though I don't really like the movie, that's a great cover right there. That's great artwork, man.
It is.
That's the best part of the whole movie is that one scene. Damn, now I'm $10. $10. Man, that's a hard thing.
Is he messaging you? Because I haven't even seen it on the actual chat.
It's in the chat it's in the chat on YouTube.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
Maybe one day. I'll buy that VHS tape off you for $10. $5 for shipping, $5 for the tape. Man.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. He really wants that tape.
I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to see. There's a copy of it. What copy is that's a copy? That's a different edition. I don't know what edition this is I've got. I wish I had the Warner Green cover. The Warner Green cover is the big plastic clamshells.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that one.
I would like to get it on that because I like those old clamshells.
Nice.
How much is that one for a clam? Let's see. Here's the exact same movie I got right here. Let's see. $9.99. So I mean, if you give me $10, it's not bad.
Not bad.
That's not bad. Not bad at all.
Well, if you're ready to call it quits, I'm gonna go and finish The Fly.
Sure, yeah, because it's like 10 o'clock and I've been up since like 4:30.
I was gonna say, are you exhausted?
Yeah, I'm like beat, but it's good. I'll probably go home and watch that movie about the pig now.
Oh yeah, Okja, yeah.
Actually, I'll start watching and I'll fall asleep. So that's what'll happen.
Yeah,
dude. So when are we going? We're gonna do one again next week, or?
I don't remember what days I'm off next week. I don't know if I'll be a part of it, but
okay.
I'll tell you what days I'm off though. I don't know yet though. Because usually I'm not off Fridays whenever Derek does his Friday streams.
See, I'm at the point I can do 2 or 3 a week on different days with different people. So you look at your schedule, and even if you can't do it like when the Friday group does, if me and you can get together during the week and do one, I'm down, man.
I'm assuming I'll be off Monday or Tuesday. If you want to do
Mondays and Tuesdays, I really don't do anything at all.
Awesome. Okay, that'll be good.
And maybe we can shoot for next Monday or Tuesday. We'll pick something and do that one, just the 2 of us. Or if anybody, or if they want to join us, they can. So, Cool deal, man. I had fun. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye.
All right, see you guys later.
And